Can I start? Am I good? Oh, my coffee. No, it's too far. Okay, welcome back. Today we have a Lexus. We are doing full ceramic. We're doing, what are we doing? 20 on the back. Oh, good Lord. Okay, that was loud. I guess my headset's working today. Yay. 35 in the back. No, 20 on the back, 35 in the front. We're doing ceramic. We are doing the Pro Nano ceramic on this one. Nothing on the windshield yet, possibly in the future. And let me pull up my, looks like everything's working. Yay, good deal. I always like when just this works. Starting a little bit later than I wanted to. Oh yeah, I gotta turn this on too. There's too many things. There's always too many things to set up. Dean, Devin, David, Streeb. Followed your shrinking tips video last night and finally think I get the hang of it. Hell yeah, there you go. Who knew? Just do what I do. That's awesome, man. Shrinking is tough to get the handle of. It really is. But when somebody told me this a while ago, and it's always stuck with me. They're like, if I could get you a book and like teach you how to read the film, but that's essentially what you're doing is like you're literally looking for patterns and how it reacts with a heat gun, and then the better you get with it, like you'll be able to tell kind of where things are moving. It's got patterns to it. Have you tinted a Lexus IS250? Ooh, I don't like those, man. I really don't. I don't even know how to pop the doors on those, but there's Best Deal window tint. He's got a video making it look easy. That thing is not, that is not an easy car to do. Plus those panels, they start to like, they're like rubbery panels too. I swear, they start to melt. They're really goofy. I don't know. That was actually one of the few cars that I didn't do super well last time I did one of those. I tried. And the glass was like all sticky. It was just a total mess. It's been a while though. Most Lexuses are okay. This one is really straightforward. This is just big open windows. Probably a little funny paneling, but overall way easier than that. How much are you charging? This one's $450. What size rolls should I always have on hand so I prevent waste of film? A good ones to always have are like 36s, 20s, and 24s. Those are pretty popular sizes. So like 36, usually we'll take a 36 and split it in half. These are actually really tall doors. I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know if they're gonna fit. All right, we're gonna get started. We got some work to do. Because I got another appointment. I have a Glass 8 shipment that's gonna be back today too. So I'm trying to outfit or stock distributors as well in all this. So it's like, dude, it's just been a mess. It's been just a complete and utter mess. So what I'm hoping is, so we had this like little bump where it was in stock for a day. And then we'll have this little bigger bump where it'll be in stock for a little bit longer. And then hopefully that's gonna last till this third wave here. It's just been, man, I tell you, it's been just completely nuts. Okay, yeah, these are taller windows, actually. Good thing to keep on hand would have been a tape measure, I guess. So I need Pro Nano 35, which is this stuff right here. And I don't typically stock shorter rolls of ceramic, just because like ceramic has been one of those things where we've done a lot more of it, but it still was so inconsistent to where it's like it wasn't a big deal to use like a bigger roll on like a couple of windows or something. But now we're starting to get a lot more ceramic, so I think we'll probably have to order some short rolls. I did get some Apex in, so that'll be cool. We'll be playing around with that sometime soon. I don't know what to use it on now, but I suppose we'll put it on the Blazer. I guess I gotta put it on my own. Do you have employees? I got a guy that helps with scheduling, that's it. I'm a panel puller. I think that's one where the gaskets are riveted in. Ugh. So then what would you do in that circumstance? These are ones that I like to know. Like, there is no one perfect method. Like so a good one to bring up is the newer ES 250s, 350s. I don't really know Lexus numbers super well, but those ones I actually pulled the seals on, and that one was really easy to kind of take apart. You don't need any tools to do it. So like the vast majority of cars that I do, I don't pull apart stuff, but sometimes you absolutely have to make it work. Same thing with the other way around. If they're riveted in, ugh. gotta rivet them all back. Yeah, no thanks. This car is in really nice shape. There's one thing I know, it's a lot of Lexuses in gold. they last forever, man. No work for me, I'm sick. Aw, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I thought I was gonna go live yesterday. Yesterday I had a morning appointment, and then I scheduled the rest of the day for Glass Aid, and then my shipment was delayed. So it's scheduled to be delivered today. It's estimated it was going to be delivered yesterday. So these are the things that I'm dealing with on the back end, that I'm just like, when people ask me, I'm like, I do what I can. I'm doing what I can, man. I don't know. I go by what they tell me to. Just deal with it with the panels on. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was wondering, like, I just get people that tell me they pull panels on everything. So I always wonder, what do you guys do in that? What to do in that situation? Do them like this. Yep. You gotta, it's good, like, that's why I like plotters versus hand cutting. It's like, there's so many gray areas to all of this. Everything works in its own way. It's just kind of like, what is your preference? So there really is, there's no best way to do anything. There's just really good ways to do it. This is a boat, man. Most cars don't have glass quite this big anymore. This isn't like a boat, but you know what I mean? Like, this thing is noticeably bigger than some of the other stuff I've played around with as far as the glass goes. Just big old windows. Yeah, these are tall, man. What's the what? What's the black stand thing? Oh, that. Oh, that guy over there. Oh, ignore that guy. That's a camera slider. I'm gonna try shooting some extra footage on Gio's request. So I picked up this dealie. It's just a smallish camera slider thingy. Isn't that something that every YouTuber gets at some point? They'll have their camera sliders. Should be fun. Is this car harder to shrink than others? It's pretty normal. Just the windows are kind of like, just this. And like, it's just a taller, I don't know. It just feels like there's more glass here. So, should be pretty straightforward. Oh yeah, that key. We need that key. What time is it? 11. All right. We're doing okay. We gotta roll down the, oh, I'm so smart. Thoughts on annoying customers? If they want to watch, it's like, it was something that drove me crazy years ago. It still can. It depends on the person, though. It's up to you. For the most part, as a shop, I wouldn't want them hanging around. Like, okay, as a regular shop, and you're a regular tinter or whatever, and people are hanging around in the back, it's really not very smart. Not that they can't see it, but they shouldn't be kind of just like wandering around in the back of the shop anyways. It can be considered a pretty hefty liability, you know, if they trip over something or whatever. It's one of those things. But on the flip side, you can try and take advantage of it, because generally people are just curious about what you're doing, and it's not a big deal. Wow. Is it not wet? It's just not sticking? They're curious. They'll watch for a little bit, and then they'll get a little bit bored. What always drove me crazy, so this is why we fixed this for the live stream, was like I always felt weird about spraying water down people's doors and stuff, and then when they're watching, then they're like, oh. That's how you feel about it. Oh yeah, I guess we'll do all of them, and we'll turn it back on. Save battery. So here, I don't know. For the most part, it's okay. But that's because things are pretty calm here. So if they just kind of like hang around this area, then that's cool. But in a regular shop is where it's definitely a little bit different. It was funny when I was tinting for my dad. There was one day, customer wanted to watch. He literally pulled up a chair for him in the back. I was like, come on. Get you a magazine and some popcorn too. No, probably not as much. What's the hardest cars to tint? Generally older cars. There isn't really a blanket rule to all that, but when you get into like the classics, they'll definitely throw you for a loop. Old trucks too. Old trucks aren't fun. Not unless you get a bunch of them, I guess. Like the 90s F-150s. I don't think I've seen one of those in a shop in years. I just haven't had to do one in a very long time. How far do you book out these days? Lots of work. We're about, right now, it fluctuates a lot. Right now, about a week and a half. So I'm not booking out near as far as some of the existing tint shops have been. It's something that's slowly building, but last year was like, we had very intermittent appointments last year. It was usually like maybe a day or two. So now we're a little bit farther out, and then probably next year is going to be even better. It's kind of like, it's just, like I said, it's tough. You got to be really out there in the beginning in whatever way that you can be to try and just pick up extra clients. For the most part, now I can say firsthand, for the most part, you're going to be dealing with a ton of people that are calling specifically for price. You need to get them interested in your business as you doing the work, or just like your company doing the work. Good job, good films. But, you know, when everybody says that, how do you stand out? Well, what you see here, this is a way. And then from there, it's like, you know, there's just, most people, they get the cars in, they get the cars out, they take a pretty picture, they make a pretty post, and then they move on. So it's like, try and take advantage of anything that you can. Be creative. Easier said than done, though. That's for damn sure. It's been annoying for me because I've literally had to build a business to keep up my live streams. I didn't want to shop, man. But I got one now. Oh no, it froze. Hang on. Sorry. I don't know why it does this. Sometimes it does. Okay, there we go. Ordered some glass aid. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're slowly getting it back in stock. Did you do mobile or did you just jump into the shop? I had a much easier time, but I wouldn't have been into window tinting any other way. It wasn't anything I was looking to get into. So my dad, he had a auto accessories company, and they offered window tinting. I just want to kind of see what we're dealing with here. I'm pretty sure I got It's close. I don't think it's gonna work. I think I gotta do these sideways then. We'll see how that works. Not exactly looking forward to doing that. We going to from you tonight? What? Clubhouse? Oh yeah, I'll be on the Clubhouse thing tonight. I don't really have a link. I should see if Eric can get me a link real quick, because I didn't even think about that. But yeah, I'm gonna be in there tonight. Wow, that's a good place for that. What was that? Bless you for doing these live videos. I've met someone who's willing to be my mentor within the window tinting business. I've been shadowing him for a few weeks. Never really understand what it meant by taking you out to the lake to fish. Probably wondered different, but I'm sure you get beyond grateful. Oh, okay. Thank you for that. Yeah, man. It's good that you found somebody in person to help teach you. It's a tough thing. Most people aren't. So like these types of videos, they're definitely unique in this industry. Why did you cut the first bit of film off? Look at how barely that fits. So I don't know. I saw a couple like just a couple little things, probably from leaving the roll sitting out and handling it funnier. Sorry. Automatic wipers. So we'll do these sideways. I'm a little nervous to do them sideways. It should be okay, but I'd rather do them vertically. I just don't have the short roll to do them. Wait, do I? Oh God, I might have a short roll. Fuck. I think I do actually have one in 35% that I totally forgot about. Well, we're this far in now. I do have a shorter roll. I totally forgot. I haven't ordered one in a while because I hardly ever use the short ceramic roll, but I forgot. We're doing them sideways because it saves film that way. If you got to do doors on a 36 and you can't cut them sideways, you're scrapping a lot of film. This saves some extra. So the only way that you can save the film is doing it sideways. You can still do them vertically, I just don't want to scrap that much ceramic. But we might just waste these two off of doing them sideways, so we'll see. Lol. No, so for the Clubhouse thing, I should see if there's a link that I can drop in chat for people that actually want to like do that. I don't know Clubhouse though. I looked into it a little bit. It seems interesting, but it's still pretty new. So I don't know why that versus like doing it in like one of the groups or something. But hey, I don't know. That's where they got me today, so we'll be... See, that's the thing. Trying to even explain it is difficult. There we go. Perfect. Yeah. Let's go around these corners. Yes, cutting off slices of a roll, I mean, it's for the greater good. If I think that there's potentially going to be something that just ruins the whole pattern, then it just, I don't know. It didn't look quite right. It's like chopping off the bad bits. I don't think it was any sort of a manufacturing defect. It was definitely a couple of crinkles from like handling it or something. Probably threw it on a windshield. Do you think you'll eventually stop tinning and do something else? Oh, maybe one day. I like what I do though a lot. So I turned my job into my hobby. So this isn't just tinning. It's the whole shebang, and it's a lot of fun for me. So that's what's really fun about the internet and stuff is like being extra creative. Like that's a big part. What is that? Oh dear. Let's recut this. I thought we had it good. We gotta trim it just a little bit more. There's just a slight overhang, so we're gonna fix this. Thought we had it. Looks like not quite. I like that those wipers are still going off. Let's cut off a little extra blade. Pull this back. See, this is one of those things that I said I never really have done before. Yeah, it should be good. Why is my screen shaking? I don't know. You angry? Birthday suit. Not that again. I should just always make backstrokes with this. It makes no sense to go one way and then cut it slimmer like on the follow through back. But I think when you get towards that, when you go towards the mirror, your hand angle kind of changes a little bit. So that's not exactly the smartest way to go. It's just more comfortable for me to go that way. So that's why I do it. But now we're better. Okay. We'll just fix this here real quick. There we go. That little nubbin, and then we can straighten that little nubbin. There we go. Much better. Those wipers. And then we gotta shrink it sideways.
Daniel Rayner super chatted $9.99. Good morning, High Chief of Tint Tribe Master Matt Kuya.
How? Daniel Reyna, thank you for the 10. I appreciate it. How you doing today? Yeah, we're shrinking sideways. This isn't something we normally do. I was dumb. So I thought I didn't have a short roll. Turns out I do have a short roll, but we already had film cut. So in this case, we're going to be shrinking on the sides. I do have a short roll of 20. Let me do these front doors first, and we'll see how that goes. And then maybe we'll just go grab the short for that. So if you have to shrink sideways, in this case, this edge is very similar to the length of this edge. In a lot of cases, the longer side is not quite as long as the whole bottom edge of the window, which is why we generally shrink on the bottom. So you have a lot of room to shrink everything out. The tighter of a spot that you have to shrink everything, the more film you have to force in those areas, so it makes it more difficult. So we'll snap it the exact same way. The unfortunate bit, though, is sometimes it's not quite enough. So in that case, I'm just going to move the pattern to the other side, and I'm going to see kind of what it's looking like. Is Glass Aid back in stock? It will be very shortly. I have a shipment. It was supposed to be delivered yesterday, but it's on track to be delivered today. It's out for delivery. They say I'm the 9th stop or something like that. So I don't know where I'm at right now, but it'll be here sometime soon. So that should be better, but might not be enough. We'll double check it. If it looks like this is enough, we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. Just sometimes some older glass like this can be a little bit extra curved, more so than you might think. Oh, that's cool. Rick is selling Glass Aid like crack. Yeah, I had a phone call with him this morning. I told him he could mark it in stock then, because he'll get it first thing. Like we were talking about that this morning a little bit. It's like, yeah, it's out for delivery. So he's really local, so they're going to pick it up first thing tomorrow, and they'll have your orders out. We're just going to have to stay up like mad and pack it for them, and I don't know. I got about 2,000 rolls that I got to pack up today. And then immediately more to follow that pretty soon here. It's just been slow going, getting it in. It's fun trying to keep up with you guys. Yeah, that. We're going to shift it over, do the same thing. And then we should be good. Otherwise, I would just leave this on the window, shrink the bottom, and then everything would be fine. But that right there, that's what I want to try and avoid. Eek. I feel like we could have done way more on the one side that we had. I don't know really what's happening here. We'll shift it back over, part it out. I probably just didn't smooth it out as evenly as what I thought I did. Super!
Christopher Ramirez super chatted $4.99.
There,
Hey
let me
Matt,
fix
I'm
that.
currently attending a school for tinting and my instructor says that on the Chargers and older Tesla you have to shave down defrost lines.
On the chart, you might want to show them one of my videos. Thank you for the super chat. So shaving down the defroster lines is I think some people call it backblading. That is a way that you can do it. But there's some people that either take sandpaper. I've never liked to modify the defrosters in any way. So I'll take a clay bar, I'll scrub them down, and then the real quick fix is to turn on the defrosters about 30 seconds to a minute before you go to install it. So we just did a charger the other day. And I've got videos on this too. So if you go back into the charger video, we turn on the car, we install the film, and we're all good to go. So turn on the car, turn on the defrosters, and then boom. No problems with it. So doing it that way, the defrosters are still thick, and you'll still see some of that when you install the film. So if you want a much more flush look, yeah, you'd sand them down or grind them down or something. I'm not sure about, I don't like that idea. These older panels, man, they stick pretty well. When is Glassade back in stock? It should be today. I have it marked as in stock, so if you want to get an order in, you'll get it. In theory. It's all according to plan. Everything should be fine. I've already had a test shipment of it before. Everything was fine with that. So we should be at the end here pretty soon. And then where did I put? Oh yeah, it's right here. Sweet. It's 11:20. Not bad. The Glassade clay bar is a great tool, hands down. Thank you. I appreciate that. Glad you like it. What is Glassade? It's this stuff right here. So, looks like pinstriping. It's thicker than pinstriping. How many days should it stay in stock? Well, I'll say if you were on the fence of ordering it, well, it's there. Just order it, but more should be soon to follow. Maybe a couple of days. I'm hoping for at least a couple days. Other distributors are going to have it this time around too. So places like Dragon, Tint Depot, and Sun Distributing. 44 should be picking up more of it too. But so it'll be in stock at more places. So this is the run that I'm getting right now is trying to catch some of them up too as well. I could keep it all in my store, but I guess I'm gonna be nice. They've been clamoring about it for a long time. They have a bunch of their customers bugging them, and it's like, man, I've been trying for a very long time, so soon. Soon. I wonder how bad this is gonna stick. This looks like it's pretty nasty glass here. Let me see. No, this one. When did you start claying, and how much of a difference? It's about a year. Makes a difference on... Really, like, what impressed me with it the most was defrosters. Let me see. Let me see how this is gonna work. Yeah. Whoa. Oh. That's dumb. Let's see what this looks like. Torch it. I've seen that. The other thing is ATR. We could spray some ATR on it and see what that does. I just don't know. It's beating up more so than most. Do you think somebody out there will copy your idea with Glass Aid? Oh yeah, for sure. It's just the way of the world. Torchworks ATR, or Torchworks, so does ATR. Let's just see. It still looks pretty beaten up to me. I'm just realizing I probably should have also taped the top of the door sill. It sticks decently. It's better on these older panels too. Let me, ATR. All right, let me see. I'm curious about ATR. It's something I've never tried. It's possible that these windows just kind of look like that, but when you have some stuff to play around with, where is it? It's got to be over there, right? Come on now. Use your brain. This is one bottle of ATR. Oh, it's right there. I knew I had one with a sprayer on it. Sweet. Do you have to scrub this at all, or you just spray it on? I guess to be thorough, we can scrub it and see what that does. I've already seen fake Glass Aid on window tint supplies. Yeah, I had a little discussion. I thought that was pretty skeevy to do. Look, I don't mind at all selling something to compete with it. Just don't call it the same thing. That's really stupid. There's actual branding there. Like that's the name. So if you're gonna do it, it's fine. Just completely different name. It's obnoxious. Be original. Yeah, this is... Wow. Alright, that should be enough. I don't know, guys. It looks the same to me with ATR. Somebody said torch it. I'm a little concerned to take a torch to the glass, but I have seen it. Torch it. Everybody wants me to torch it. Do you need to watch out for your tape, though? Here's the thing. There's going to be a point where there's definitely going to be another one, and that is what it is. That's, to me, it's the way of business. I'm not going to crack down in a way that's, it's just, yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna be overly concerned about it because the idea of it was something that I thought was really helpful, and it's a way to help support what I do. So as long as that's still going on, hey, whatever. I'm not so worried about what other people are doing. I just stick to what I do and just try and do it better. Because it becomes too much elsewhere. But just like, hey, if you're gonna sell something different, just don't call it the same thing as me. Look at that edge. That edge is so nice now. Why hand cut it over a computer? We got too many side conversations going. Some people are talking about glass aid and protecting it, and some people are talking about be careful of the tape if you go to torch it. It's hard to keep up with. All right. So why do we hand cut versus computer? Because a computer is not going to know the exact shape of this window. It knows, it'll have whatever the, LS450, it'll have it in there, but there'll always be little differences between the glass. So I like to hand cut because one, I know what I'm getting, and two, it's going to be closer than a plotter. But we are going to be playing with a plotter here pretty soon. They're definitely good enough, and they're great for high production, and their situations, especially for like trucks and back windows and stuff like that. Plotters are great. But for the most part, you know, the jobs that I do, I try to be extra particular with. So that's one of those things that you can do that's just extra particular. It's not that plotters are all out bad, but they have been really disappointing. So how many rolls did you receive? Not as many as I wanted. That's been just a giant cluster. Right now, as it stands, I have the ability to get overtime. Okay, let me back up for a second. So what I have coming in right now is about 2,700 rolls. No, it's less than that. It's like 2,300 rolls. It was supposed to be 2,700 rolls. And then there was, for some reason, a mistake. So we had the major order being fulfilled in like 3 chunks. And I haven't been given any type of a clear indication on exactly like how many are getting worked on at a time, how many I can even buy. It's just been a total cluster to get to this point. So right now, I think I have 2,300 rolls being delivered. I am going to be splitting that between some distributors, keeping some in my own store, and then this week, more is in process. I was told it should be shipped out this week. I'm going to say probably not, but I can hope. That is going to be about 4,000 extra, and then I have in total about 15,000 on order, and that's like from that point, I'm still trying to get more. So it's just been fun, man. But anyways, about this Lexus. Yeah. Not my favorite. That finger, did that just screw us? Yeah, it did. You make this look so easy. Well, welcome to the fun part of not tinting right now. Everything was good on this one, except kind of what I thought. You made it look too easy. As I go to pull it off, this window is just too dry. It's a Lexus window. One sec. Canon. Okay, we're gonna recut these. So what happened was they just didn't get shrunk enough. I had a big old finger pop up in the middle. I pressed it down and it stuck, but when I pressed it down, there's still a couple of little air spots there. And on this glass, it froze. So the better way to do it is just shrink it out at the bottom. I didn't think I had a 35% roll, but I do. So I don't even think I'm gonna install that one. I think I'm just gonna recut both. We're just gonna start over. So on a lot of doors, you can cut them sideways. When you get into the shorter, this isn't that short. When you get into more curvy windows, shrinking them on the sides gets kind of annoying. You can make it work, but that's just kind of what you're dealing with. Long bottom edge, trying to compress everything down on the sides, and then if you don't get it quite right, you'll have something pop up. And in this case, it popped up and it froze into the glass. So, no thank you. That always happens to me when I shrink sideways. I do it more for truck windows and stuff. I don't like doing it on sedans. Definitely not coupes. But yeah, it happens to me too. Torch or more soap. It had enough soap. It would have been okay. This is more hydrophobic. I mean, yeah, the torch would probably have helped some. It's just everywhere where I have to get the torch. Like, having it pop up in the first place was the problem. Everything, it all squeegeed out fine. It's just having it pop up in the first place was the biggest no-no. So we need it to not happen again. So in that case, we're gonna use a shorter roll. This is a 24. You'd be great with a 20. Generally the way I order is like 36, 24. But look at most of the cars that we do. I don't get a Lexus from like 15 years back very often, so I'm not gonna stock like I'm getting those things regularly until I do. So 36, 24 is more than enough in most cases, but yeah, having 20s is definitely one of those extra things where it'll have its benefits. There, that went better the first time. I also cleaned off the top edge. I could hear it scraping this time. I never really thought that was dirt, but it is. It's dirt. It's grinding. Wipe off your top edge. Don't forget to tape the seals again. Oh, do we gotta do that? We gotta do that. What? I had that car. Yeah, it's a LS 450. It's a solid car, man. When you get into some of the older Lexuses, they're solid cars. And they're gold. What happens when you tell the customer car's a lot harder than you thought? Just be straight up with them. I don't know. They might look at you. There's no one set rule for that. People are people. So I don't think there's any harm in just saying, hey, you know, it took longer. If anything, I think the general consensus would be like, oh, well, it took him longer and he's trying to do a good job. Cool. I'm spending money with him. I don't want him to put out bad work. And he's actually taking the time to do it. Same thing with like when a car just takes long. Like if somebody takes longer than a couple hours to tint most cars, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it becomes a bad thing when you don't charge like it's going to take you longer. Because then you're doing both. If you're charging cheaper prices, you need to tint faster. You don't have as much time for quality. So when you're charging more, you can still try and get them out quick, but you got to make sure that quality is up there too. All right. So, starting over. It's that top section. I don't get that. It's like, it's sticking to everywhere, but just that top corner. I did it on the other side too. I don't get it. It's okay. We'll get it. That's good. Yeah. I tell people their car is difficult. I also back it up with it's not your job to buy an easy car. Absolutely. One time I came. Oh wait, what was it? I just got here. Hopefully you weren't talking about the new GeoTint Super Ceramic 95% IR. No, we haven't talked much about it yet. I just got mine in too. It's up to you. I don't have a good answer for you yet. I wouldn't get rid of Pro Nano, I don't think. Not unless you knew that you could replace it pretty swiftly with that. Because it is a more expensive film. So, like, you don't want to cannibalize your other sales, right? So if it's going to talk somebody about getting ceramic altogether, then I definitely wouldn't do it. Oh, yeah. About this. See, this is going to be a personal time decision. I have a pattern. This should be okay, but the time is going to be more important right now. So we're going to put that pattern over there, call it a wash, and then we're going to take these patterns and we're going to shrink them like we normally would just to catch up back on that time, because I don't want to waste the same amount of time. Film's whatever. It sucks, but, you know, when you got to get the job done, you got to get it done. We're at 11:40 right now. We've been dilly-dallying too long. I did a Range Rover the other day. Hydrophobic windows shouldn't exist. Yeah, they're not super fun. That's for sure. ASWF is making a lot of Reebok ceramics. You know, that is a name I don't hear anymore, which is kind of surprising. And then I found out my, that's what my dad's shop is installing. Man, that company drove me nuts. I'm not a fan. Definitely not a fan of them. What's hydrophobic windows? So hydrophobic means that it's water beads up on the glass, and it doesn't sheet evenly. So when you go to stick your tint to the glass, it's not going to happen. It's good. Well, it's going to freeze to it right away. So you're going to try and slide it around, and it's just not going to work. What? Lemon character taking up. Wow, super sticker.
For you guys super chatted $4.99.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I can't see. I don't have the window up to see the super stickers. That one sounded long. Thank you. Lemon character taking off his sunglasses, raising his arms, greeting someone. Imitated by a baby lemon. For you guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's looking a little better. Not really surprising with the Lexus window, but everything else about this car is really straightforward, so we'll just catch up on do kind of what we knew. Which is short rolls, shrinking on the bottom. Have you ever tinted a limo? Yes. Like one. Not super fun. They're like, man, some of them are incredibly cheesy. So we were actually parked by a limo company. There was one right next to my dad's shop. I don't know if it's still in business. It might have burnt down. They didn't get along very well, though. I think we tinted one of their limos at one point. Limos are like, man, those are like super fucked up, too. Because they like, depends on the area that you're in, I guess, and how much money that they're making. Because they'll just hack apart cars and try and make them look, it's like that. Some of them are like, you know, about like 15, 20 years ago when auto accessories were a big thing. And then you like step into one of those and you just realize that it's all of that just poorly made. And you're like, oh. But yeah, a lot of times they'll have stuff in the way, and that's what would make it really obnoxious to tint. So you'd have to like work around all that shit. They're all different. Come on. Yes. So let's see. Tuck number 2, did we do it? Work out that air. Get it all totally smooth. There's like it's definitely like one little seal inside that other one that just keeps being annoying. I need it to stop being annoying. Or I'm hitting rivets or something. Yay, that's better. So we're only going to be mildly concerned about the back window then, because if the doors are this sticky, but that back window, I'm assuming is going to be just as sticky as these doors are, so that'll be, it should be straightforward, but who knows. How are you going to torch a back window? We're not. Who can educate me? How do you get your pricing? So, kind of calling around and seeing where other people are at definitely isn't a bad idea. You don't have to follow the norm, but you got to understand that when you're introducing your business, the chances are they've already called around to some other people. So if you're just way different, you need to have a good reason why. Call around and then go 50 higher. It's not a bad way to do it. It's tough in the beginning. So, but I would say early on, pick your pricing, kind of where you want to be at, and don't let people talk you down. Because your early pricing sets the tone for a lot of your future pricing. Because in the beginning, it's like if you got a bunch of people beating you up, which you will, and you're constantly giving out deals and stuff to get going, well, those people will be back, and they'll also have referrals, and they'll refer similar people. So it's like you want to get going in the very beginning as quick as you can, but it can be kind of a slow grind too. So I see now kind of how a lot of people got to be the businesses that they are. And it's tough. It's real tough. If you want to be a higher price shop, then you just gotta act like one. I started my tint business. I rented a house garage, and it was going to be very good. Someone complained about my shop because it's in a residential only weekend. I do any suggestions what I should do? You got to find somewhere else, probably. Call the city, see if there's anything that you can do. I was in a similar situation, and that's why I'm here now. I'm not tinting from home anymore because of that. Go back like a year, and see the live streams were in a completely different place. I was staying from home. It was great. Wow, we didn't even cut out our back doors. God, what have we even been doing? Was it 1150? 20%. Do we even tint windows? Why don't you open up a shop with employees? I don't want employees. I don't want to create more work for myself. And I got to keep them fed too. So when I set out to like actually have Detroit Tint Studio, it wasn't so I could have Detroit Tint Studio shop. It was so I could literally bring in a couple of cars and continue the online portion of it too. It was because I liked live streaming, and I wanted to continue doing that alongside of tint. So starting a full-blown shop, which is kind of what we're doing, it's the channel will then be like pushed aside. We're gonna recut that. What was that? I tinted the same Lexus a couple days ago. It took me 3 hours. Ah! Stop it. Good God, what is wrong with me today? You're screwing me up. Just before you know it, this will take me the same amount of time. For no good reason. This is like a really straightforward car. It's just older glass. Easy seals, just older glass. Older, bigger, rounded glass. So just, I could see how it throws you off your game a little bit. Don't they have machines that cut these patterns? They have a few, you know. God, I wish I knew about those. Today's gonna be fun. Are you getting one of the Tint Depot plotters? Yes. Yeah, we're getting the workhorse. I hope it's okay. I've never used one before. I did a 2000 Lexus IS250. Never again. Yeah, those aren't fun. The IS ones, definitely not. If this was an IS, I don't know if I would have done it. They're not fun at all. Especially with a film like this. It's like you're dealing with sticky windows too. Lexus are always a pain in the butt. Like if they're like this, they're not that bad. This is just being a little weird for me today. This is just kind of like it's. So if you think back to like normal cars that you tint, yeah, they're gonna be, for whatever reason, they're gonna be more difficult than that. But this type of stuff is what a lot of the initial jobs that I had were like this. What are you gonna do about your top edge quality on the plotter? Well, it's gotta deliver or we're gonna light it on fire. See, look at that. Look at that curve right there. Gotta be ready for that. It's not crazy, but it is definitely more curved than your regular sedan. Just big windows. But what's your take on the Lexus with the melted door panels? Yeah, I ran into one of those last summer. I don't want to touch them anymore. I swear I've done them before, but like, man, I don't know. With this film, like a regular film that would slide around pretty easily, I think that's what I'm more familiar with. These types of films are a little bit more sticky, man. So when you pair it with hydrophobic windows or just that sticky old glass, man, it's not fun. Look at how much we got to shrink on that guy. Did you choose a specific location? No, I just searched within a certain amount of distance from my house, and I jumped into something as fast as I could. If you have the time to plan for something, that's great. I just needed a garage. I didn't care where it was. I didn't really even care what it looked like. This just happened to look pretty decent for what I was doing. We've had to make some changes with it, but overall it was pretty good. There's a lot of places though, like there was a unit in this place that I thought I was going to be in. The neighbors signed the lease on it instead. So they swooped it out from under me, probably for good reason. This one was more expensive and bigger, and honestly, from what I've heard about the rest of the building, I'm glad I'm in this unit. All right, so what do we do? Do we really have to do anything about the hydrophobic coating? Because I don't think there is. the glasses a little bit. So we'll scrub it down and wipe it off, and we'll tint it. It'll probably be fine. The biggest problem was just the shrinking it on the sides. It just didn't work out. These things are kind of curved. If I was a better tinter, it would have been okay. Have you thought about downsizing? No. No, because this place isn't, it's a little bit more expensive. But the extra, I don't know, $1,000 a month that I can save by downsizing isn't worth moving. It was just scary when you're first getting into a building. So this place is $2,400 a month, plus utilities and internet and everything else. So it's totally fine. That's why I haven't even thought about leasing the rest of the building. Having that extra space, I don't want to give it away before, like having it there, I don't know if I'm ever going to really use it. But you don't need it until you need it. And then when it's somebody else's, it's like, eh. So we took that jump. We're okay. And it's mine. So eventually, I want to change everything. I'd move to like a different building, or I would change it entirely to an at-home situation on private property. Through like a really cool setup, but until that, we're running out of here. Yeah, see, that's sliding okay. It just looked a little scary. This is Pro Nano, so it sticks a little bit more. Apex is expensive. Yeah, it's good. Or it should be. I popped it in front of the heat lamp. I've looked at the color. I have yet to put it on my car. So I guess that's going to be the next test here. So we got to do that. It's a look at what you're competing with. That's what it is. These streams are good for that. If you're looking at Apex and going, wow, that's expensive, then what you're installing right now, it's probably just doesn't make sense. You gotta lift those prices. So if you don't have people coming in for high-end ceramics, it's not gonna make sense. That's why I'm really excited for it. I'm still trying to figure out exactly where I want to put it on the totem pole, but man, I'm just happy to cover it because I understand exactly what they're doing with it. That's really straightforward. It's just like, it's like a much more expensive car. If like you're looking at the price tag of like a Lambo, it's like it's probably not as much for you. It's kind of for the people with more FU money that just like, yeah, I just want the best that you have. Just whatever. Here. You do good work. I trust you. You say this film is awesome. Looks like it is. I'll get it. That's who it's for. Sweet. That looks good. All right, we're back into it now. We should have just cut them short. Use the short rolls instead. How far do you get the heat gun from the film? Enough. It's a hard thing to say. It's like it's only like this far away, which is like 6 or 7 inches probably. But I'm always looking at what the film is doing and how fast you're moving. So you just point the heat gun at it, and then you watch the film react, and then you react based on that. So you could do the same thing holding it a farther away. It's just going to react slower. Turn your heat guns up all the way. And just move. Now, would you offer it if you had issues with carpet liner peeling up leather or anything? No, the carpet shield hasn't ever done that. If anything, it just doesn't stick as nicely as I'd want it to. That's why we use tape as well. Now, would you offer it to everyone, or do you kind of make a judgment call? That's where I'm a little on the fence. I don't have a great answer. I know who this film is for, but you can't make that judgment call for everybody. Because I tell you, if this car showed up, actually it did. I totally forgot this was getting ceramic. I didn't think this was getting ceramic. And then if you look at some of my previous streams, we did a 21 Camaro ZL1. Woo! What's he getting? Ceramic, full windshields? Yeah? No, he got basic. We did a Nissan Altima, that got carbon. We did a Nissan Sentra, which is cheaper than an Altima. And what did they get? Ceramic. You don't know. So I like having 3 films. It's real clear cut. So you have your entry, you're more budget oriented. You have your mid-grade, which is usually your best value prop, and then you have your better film, or like your best high-end film, and it makes it real clean and in the middle. So if I add a 4th, that's where it might be one of those things. I don't know. Not sure. As someone that has been in business a lot longer and tinting a car than trying to be an influencer. Wow, you could have been nicer about that. I've been tinting for 13 years on the back end. The whole business side of it is, I've seen people do it very poorly, and I can guarantee you I'm doing it better than a lot of existing shops that I was tinting for initially. So we're still learning here. You should get into wrapping. No, I like specializing in window tint. It's one of those things where if I had somebody to do it, that's where we'd probably get into it more, but yeah, it was on Facebook. It's okay. People comment. No one was kind of shitty. It's kind of funny how that all works. Anyways. Switching to Geo. Should I carry? I carry as much as you can. So I would definitely carry 3. And then you want to present them all kind of the same way. So you have you have your entry, you have a middle, and you have a more expensive one. There's ways that you can split up those initial orders if they're just a lot to handle, which I totally get it. So they'll do half rolls in a lot of their films too. So like if you're ordering a full stock of ceramic, yeah, it's expensive. So like with the Apex right now, you don't have to buy a 100-foot roll. They're actually selling it in as low as 25% or 25-foot rolls. So you can add it to what you do without having it be a total pain, and then you can see if it's going to sell or not. But yeah, I would set it up to have at least to have 3. More than that, not sure. Nice. Very nice. That's looking good. Yeah, this one's 450. This is 35 on the front, and then we're gonna do 20 on the back. Trying to place an order on your site. Keeps saying your cart is empty. Unfortunately, I haven't seen that problem. The store's been pretty good. Maybe if you have a different device, hopefully. Try something else or a different browser. But yeah, that I wouldn't know. Seems like it was working. Yeah, note to self. This is straightforward. This is straightforward. Just haven't seen one in a minute. It hasn't been freezing up too much, just in a couple of spots, a couple of small spots. Same on the mobile and what? Mobile. We don't have an app. I'm not sure. That's weird. I can check towards the end of the stream, but I don't know. Some people are saying that they placed one, so I can't imagine there was any sort of other problem. That's weird. That really sucks. Sun Distributing has it too, though. So if you can't order it from My Tint Stuff, go to Sun Distributing. Unless they sold out already. So they should be okay for a little bit. Yay! That looks really nice. Oh, so they hide this tape. If you're going into Lowe's, they hide this. Super. Aww. That was a really nice super chat. Thank you.
Armando Zapata super chatted $4.99. Thanks for my career, Matt.
Oh, dude, you put in the work, but thank you. I appreciate the super chat a great deal. So that's like that's really what I like doing about this. It's not just having a channel. I like having a channel, but the fact that we're actually teaching people a skill that you can take and you can make your own money with it in a world where it's not always super easy to do that. So, good on you, man. Thank you. Okay, so the Lowe's tape, before I forget, because so they'll tell you where it is if you search house wrap tape, and they'll tell you where in the store that you're looking at, where it is. It's still kind of hidden. It's over by all like the plywood and boards and stuff. It was like in the last aisle, kind of against the corner of a wall. It wasn't in the painter's section. It wasn't in the tape section. It's a house wrap tape, so it's a construction material. So it's all the way there, and then you can ask somebody too. I'm sure they have people. But there's also Tyvek and I don't know, Home Depot has, like, it's a house wrap tape, so all these companies have, like, their own versions of it, or have another brand. But it's sheathing tape / house wrap tape. Did you cut these individually? No, we double cut them. We're just having some fun shrinking them. These back doors, man. Big. Tyvek is by the plywood and Home Depot too. Thank you for that. I thought it was, man, when you know where it is, it's like, easy. But I walked into Lowe's and I just ran over to like the painter section and stuff like that, and I'm like looking. It says it was in the aisle. In mine, all that stuff is like 26 or something like that. And I'm just like walking up and down this aisle, and it's just like it's nowhere to be found. I'm like, what the hell? They say they have like 40 rolls in stock, and I just can't find it. But it's there. If it says it's in stock at that quantity, it's there. How much would you make doing tinting on average? Oh, it depended on the week. Mobile company, yeah, so it really depended on the week. Most of the time, I'd end up with like, there were weeks working for the mobile company where I'd end up with like 2,500 to like near $3,000. Generally, it would be like a little less because there were just times where sometimes they weren't when you're tinting for other companies, there's motivation issues. So sometimes you'd have a full schedule, and then sometimes you'd only have like a couple sets of doors to do, and it was really frustrating when that happened. And then other times, like when I was then branched away from them and working for myself, like tinting for the glass shop. That's why, like, as far as I know, they still don't have a window tinter. I would bring home generally 12 to 1,500 from 2 days tinting there. Just depending on how many cars you could get out, they'd keep you more than busy. So it was just based on what I felt like handling. Couldn't find somebody to fill my spot over there. I don't think they're hurting though. They have a ton of glass work. That is their business. So if anything, I wonder if they're so established at this point that they're just kind of like, yeah, we just don't want to deal with tin anymore. Because when you gotta deal with a tinter that's not consistent, oh, it's the worst. So hard.
Mike D super chatted $20.
Mike
You
D.
met him with Armando. I wouldn't be tinting like I am without you. You do more than some people realize.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that a whole hell of a lot. 20, thank you, sir. Wouldn't be tinting like I am without you. I appreciate that a whole lot. I could have... There's different ways I could have taken this channel. But at the end of the day, I always felt it was really important to kind of keep the main focus on actually helping people get better. So we don't have a training program yet. And there's other things that I can do, but I also yeah, things are this way for a reason. I really appreciate that. Glad to hear it. You know what's funny is one of my best performing videos on this channel is that Amazon rear view mirror video. I could have just started making more stuff like that and abandoned tint entirely, and I would have been much better off doing that. But I have more fun doing this. More fun doing this, and I think it's important.
Alligator window tint super chatted $9.99. I'll chip in for the thank you super chats.
Gator? Aw, thanks, bud. No, we're not tearing up. That's crazy. No, we're not. We're having fun. Gator, thank you so much for the 10. I'll chip in for the thank yous. Oh no. People are putting out the Sun Distributing Glass 8 alerts now. They have 90 rolls left? Really? Shut up. They're supposed to have, they have 3. I'm giving them 300 and they're already, Jesus Christ. You guys, thank you. Lowe's gave me a stink eye and said the tape was used for internal packaging. What? No, it's not. Well, they have it listed for sale on a shelf with a price tag. Unless we're now working them out of products and they're like, oh shit, we need that. Dang!
Farhat Papal super chatted $5.92. Yep, that goes same for me, man. The haters are just jealous.
Thank you. There's two of them.
Mike D super chatted $5. You're installing that really good Blackmagic ceramic, right?
Mike D with another 5. Thank you. Yes, we're installing the Blackmagic. Because it's got a better heat rejection, so that's what we're doing. And then Fahad with the 8. Thank you so much. That goes same for me. The haters are just jealous. Yeah, I try not to let it get to me. It was just one of those comments that hit at a certain time, and it's like, wow, really?
K Nichols super chatted $9.99.
Super. I was waiting for a message there. There's no message. K Nichols with the 10. Thank you. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Where's my 20? Oh, we haven't opened my 20 yet. That's still here. It's on the Pro Nano shelf. You guys are really nice. Thank you. There's times you get stuck in your own head for too long, because like this is very much a job that we've kind of taken a different approach to it. So not everybody understands that. The people that hate us ain't us. I'm looking forward to your that was good. I'm looking forward to your Clubhouse podcast tonight. Thank you. There's a few. Maybe I just misunderstand it. I've never been a part of one of these things before. I kind of know what it is, but I didn't know people were looking forward to it. That's really cool. Thank you. So that's why I wish it was a little bit more self-explanatory right now. Let me see if I can message Eric, and then I can get a link. If you guys are interested, I'm not, like, there's no official, like, podcast thingy for me. I don't know how I would keep one of those things going. I think a lot of podcasts are kind of like, there's so many of them. But we're talking about live streaming in this, so I'm assuming there's going to be some businessy stuff too, but yeah, Eric from Tint Wiz, he asked if I wanted to, they have a discussion about live streaming, and since I know a little bit about it, they asked if I wanted to be a part of it. It's like an open podcast. Yeah, so Clubhouse is like a, I hope it's not in beta to where people can't just join if they, do you still need special invites for it? That I'm not sure. But like if you're in the app, you'll have no problem getting to it. It's in the Window Film Pros one. Canon. Where was it announced? I don't know if it was really. Hang on one sec. Let me try and grab him really quick. Okay. I've asked. Where's my other window? I'm gonna wait on a response. GoPro. GoPro. Ha. They announced it on It's Just a Cup of Coffee. It's see it. I don't know how all these things work, cause like they were doing Facebook live streams, and now there's this Clubhouse thing. So I get if it's just like working out to be a better platform for what they do. That's cool. But when you start, like, you have YouTube, and then you have like the Facebook groups, and then there's private Facebook groups, and then there's like, it just starts getting whittled down to where it gets a little difficult to like let everybody know when there's something, because then you got to announce it on a completely different platform. It's just kind of gets confusing. Gotta love that Popeye's chicken. What? We get the Popeye's spicier chicken. It's not as good as Jollibee, but it is good. I think they're actually building a Jollibee finally in Michigan. We're like, but it's probably going to be like a year out at least. We're stoked. But what's funny is when you go to the Philippines, McDonald's has fried chicken that is generally better than Jollibee's over there. I don't get it. We're just calling you Tony Stark GoPro. I had to pull part of a video from the Corvette yesterday, and it's just, man, it's just to see it on video is really funny sometimes. It's like we're just doing our thing, and they go back to the camera, and it's like, wait, what the fuck is he wearing on his head? You need some Chicken Express in Michigan? Oh, okay, I've never heard of that place. We have like 4 or 5 Chick-fil-A's, I think, in the entire state. They finally, like, there's one that's not too far away from us, but it's in the top floor of a mall. So it's just a royal pain to get to. There's a more convenient one finally, but the line is just like a year long. And it's worse because it's literally it's like the only one within a huge radius. So like that line is even worse. I think Michigan is one of the last states to get a lot of food places. All the Waffle Houses stop at us. Like, we don't have any Waffle Houses. Sonic was like really late, and I liked a couple of the drinks there, and then I realized their food's kind of garbage anyways, so it's okay. But like, they didn't exist for a long time. You're not missing anything by not having a Waffle House. Yeah, but there's so many of them that you're just kind of like, wait, why don't they exist here? They just like, yeah, I don't know. I really like breakfast foods. So like, there's a lot of places that I would go into, and whenever they had the all-day breakfast, that was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna get 2 eggs, hash browns, toast. Your website doesn't let me check out. Are we actually having website issues now? Why? Is this the car you scheduled on stream last week? You know, I think it is. I totally forgot, but I think we did. See, when I talk to people, I put it on, like, I let them know that they can book it, and then when they book it, sometimes I forget what's even coming in. So then when it shows up, it's just like, we have a job that we approved that's showing up, whatever it is, we can do it. It wasn't as important for me to, like, remember, I guess. But now I'm like, oh shit, now I can schedule some of these things. Because yesterday, I had a set of doors scheduled for the morning, and I forgot it was only a set of doors. And I was like, oh, I could have filled in some time. How often do you cut out their brakes? Most of the time I cut them out. Or I'm sorry, most of the time I tint over them. The only times I really just cut around them, it's like we did a Charger the other day that had a nice ceramic border around it. So on those where they have paneling and stuff in the way, I'll generally cut around them if it looks clean. If it doesn't look clean though, then like Audis, BMWs, those are brake lights that they just look super ugly if you don't tint through the brake light. So I'll remove those. So on this one, you have a nice gap. So we're just gonna pop the film over that. What about a WRX? Yeah, I'll definitely tint over that one. That one kind of pops out anyways, but yeah, you got space. You can tint straight over it. Look at that. Perfect. Not really. All right, we're going to do this back window, and then we'll do the sides. Look at that. They got like a nice cover in here for me. I'm sure that was intentional. It's like a doggy cover. Okay, so yeah, this brake light, plenty of room there. The paneling and stuff, it's pretty straightforward. It's little gap. I hate when people say you can't tint over the brake light. There's ton of restrictions depending on where you live. So that's really like yeah, it gets annoying here too if somebody just pops in and like, is that legal in your state? And it's like, look, bro, you don't know this business. At least that's how they say it in my head, where they're like, some of them are genuinely asking very nicely, but some of them are like, yeah, we do that. This is like the Charger that we did the other day. It's got a lot of fabric on the sides, so it'll just get lots of water on it. And I was half inspired by the Charger that we did the other day to just put this up here, because this was easy. Look at that. Look how easy that is. That was easy. I like it. And it sticks. You could do that with a whole headliner. Okay, so let's grab a towel. Let's throw it over those speakers. What time is it? 12:37. Okay. What's the website? My Tint stuff. You can try and place an order and let me know if it works. I don't have time to check it right now. You have a customer coming in to drop her car? Oh, it's good that she's dropping it. Thank you for letting me know. Are they here? Because it's about that time. It's definitely about that time. She should be right outside. Oh, then maybe we should hang on just a second. Canon. It's the funny part. I don't want to be in the middle of a back window when they walk in. So we're getting that set up to do, and then be right back. Hang tight. Lies. Lies. They're not outside yet. It's getting dark out there. Sweet shirt. Thank you. I finally got some printed. Oh, wait, what? Oh, hey. Guess they were on the side. Hi. Good, how are you doing? Oh, okay, cool. That's good. Perfect. could hear you guys the whole time too. I didn't leave the text-to-speech for you guys. He's probably upselling that film, dudes. No, you know me. I downsell the films. GoPro. It was kind of a, it was kind of a funny, a little bit of a funny discussion because we had, they didn't realize that they had factory tint on the back. It's a Honda Pilot, and so I walked around the vehicle with them, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know we had tint on the back." And then I show them the Blazer, and they're like, "What do you have?" "Oh, well, I like yours." Then it's like, well, I don't need to tint the back then. So, but we are doing the front 2 doors with a full windshield instead. So it changed up a little bit. Actually, that makes it an upsell then. Super looking fun to the front quarters on that Pilot. But we gotta get this done. I should get a Class 8 shipment in here sometime. And so once I get that done, and they pick it up, we'll be packing for the rest of the night. But it's nice that they dropped it off and they're not waiting right now. That always kind of like, we spent so much time with the front doors. I was like, ah. You live streaming the other one? No. No, we like to do one, and then I'll do some extra work after. It becomes too much. I've tried it. It just becomes too much. All right, so let's cross our fingers. What do you think? You think this is gonna slide? Wide. As long as this slides on me, I think, oh, you dumbass. Oh, it's on the outside. Aw, rip. There's a fly that landed upside down on the soapy water on the outside of the window. Oh, he flipped himself over. What the heck? – 24/7 live. I've I don't know. Thought about it. I've left my live streams ongoing in Facebook before. We would usually stream to there for a little bit before we went live on YouTube. YouTube's very like event based. So like it's just kind of the way it is. Leaving it up all the time, it doesn't, it's not as special. So I was leaving it up on the Facebook groups because Facebook groups is kind of whatever. And everybody's quiet. Nobody says anything on Facebook. Because it would be really cool to have an actual like regular hangout style thing, and then we still do like the dedicated car video streams. I just don't know where that would happen. Yeah, he's just chilling right here now. Looks like he's doing okay. I actually should have just got rid of him because I think that was the one that's been annoying me. But maybe he's just trying to learn some tint, so he can't be too upset at him. This one is going real well. Very happy. Seems like everything squeegeed out right. Didn't have any weird sticking issues. Which is better for the top of the line? i3 XPEL quoted $750 for removal all glass. XPEL $849 i3 for another place. What? i3 or XPEL? What's i3? What? I've seen a video Walmart film is better for sun protection than ceramic film. Is this true? What does that even mean? Autobahn ceramic i3? I'm not as familiar with Autobahn. But what I can tell you is if you tinted your car in the exact same films and you didn't know which was which, or no, if you tinted your cars in each one of the films, you had two cars, you tint them both side by side, jump in one, jump in the other, you'll probably have a hard time knowing which is which. You're unfamiliar with i3, so I should probably go with XPEL. It's definitely one way to look at it. I feel bad now. Oh, look at him. Bye. I'm about to squeegee this off, bud. He's left to find out his own way. Okay, but what I was getting at, yeah, my gut would probably say pick the XPEL because we've talked a lot more about XPEL than Autobahn, but really, it's just XPEL's marketing is way better. So we know more about XPEL than we know about Autobahn. I hear good things about Autobahn. I've never messed around with them. I haven't hardly played around with any XPEL either. I just know what people tell me on the back end. So a lot of good companies, they all carry good products in different brands. So you'll be happy, most likely, with whatever you go with as far as film choice goes. Where it's really going to matter is the shop that does the work. I'd ignore the film, and I'd go with the better shop. So whichever one you feel is better, go with them. Because at the end of the day, the install is going to matter more than the small differences between films. Most ceramics, most like decent ceramics, they're all going to feel really good. Like we can sit here and look at a spec sheet and cry about 95 versus 98. How do I know if they're a good shop? What do I look for? You never know entirely, but I would look for the ones that are actually talking about themselves a little bit more. Yeah, reviews. You made the video about Walmart film? I know. I was playing around. I wasn't sure if somebody else had said something about Walmart film or if it was actually my video. That's cool though. Word of mouth and reviews, yeah. Does Glass Aid also work as correction tape for paperwork? I don't even know what that would be, so I'm not sure. Oh, is that like whiteout? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, I should do a 36. Let me grab that. I don't want to waste two 24s. Grab one 36s. Yeah, that Walmart film was hilarious. I couldn't believe they're selling that trash. That was like impressively bad. There's just some things that you look at and you're like, wow, really? And then I had comments that were like, that should go away in a couple of days. It's just hazy for a couple of days. That'll go away. And it's like, oh my God. Shut up. That's a completely different type of haze. But I get it. I get why some people would think that way. Like, oh, it's fresh tint. You pull it outside. It looks hazy. No. No, 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 no. The haze and waviness. So, your windows might look hazy for a couple of days. That's an older window tint thing. It definitely doesn't happen hardly anymore. But, yeah, okay. I could see, like, but the evenness of it, the haze really was from the glue. So when the glue gets wet, some of them will haze. But it'll be gone really, really quickly. But when you're talking about those types of films, that haze is that milky, even, ugly haze. That's from just piss poor, cheap quality film. But you're not going to see that in a dyed film. It's only carbon and ceramic. Dyed films will look perfectly fine. Where they're going to fall off is usually there could be something with the color, but they'll fail. They'll generally fail a lot quicker. So you kind of take the gamble on it. Save some money now, spend more money later potentially. I'm doing this exact window right now. It's blistering bad on the defrosters. Clayed it, scrubbed it, no good. Side window's awesome. Have a ton of water even though we used the dehydro squeegee. Hopefully that's not the case today. I mean, these could have thicker ones. I think I saw a couple of spots like this one right here. Yeah, they have a little thicker defrosters. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but if we have a problem, we'll fix it. Hopefully not, though. I hope you didn't just curse my back window. You know, we got a couple little ones, one here, one here. The rest of it seems pretty good, though, thankfully. I can see where it's almost looking like it might. Where is my step stool? All right, so we got some quarter windows left. Sun Distributing. Tint Depot. What tools do I carry? I just put a couple of links in chat if you're curious. Those pages have everything that I use. Do customers ask about small contamination? Yeah, sure. For the most part, if you've done a really good job, it'll be very little, and you'll be totally fine. Every once in a while, you have somebody nitpicking windows to death, and you know, you just got to do what you can to best accommodate the situation. I've had it, though. I've had to redo stuff. Took me an extra half an hour to get these to lay down right. Eesh, that sucks. I wonder if turning the defrosters on in this case would have been good. Is 145 too much or too little for a single cab? We'd charge you more than that, so it sounds pretty good to me. Kind of sounds too little. It definitely sounds too little. I think in like regular pricing terms, like single cabs are a little bit different. Depends on the shop. That's what's unfortunately tough about this business, is like you can have somebody charging, cheap prices and still put out good work. They often just don't realize what they have. Or they blame it on their area or whatever else. Like there's sometimes small reasons like that. More often than not, though, it's people that just don't care as much. I love the green tint studio squeegee. Perfect for quarters. Thanks, man. Glad you like it. I've been digging this this little Fusion pink turbo. I should be using my own squeegee a little bit more. I'm impressed. I never liked turbos because they just leave lots of streaks behind, but Fusion actually made it good. So I've enjoyed using it. Yeah, so I don't know how a Honda Pilot snuck in with those quarter windows. I'm not looking forward to those quarter windows. I looked at it and I'm like, oh no, it's that. It wasn't me that talked to him. At least I don't think it was. Maybe I thought it was an older one or something. I don't know. So I don't get many Hondas or Nissans, but the Honda Pilots and like the Nissan trucks, and there's a couple of other ones in there. They have these really annoying gasket front quarters. I think we'll be okay, though. How do you pressurize your tint keg? Any air compressor that gets over like 60 PSI will do good. So you can get like even like a small tire filler one, and it'll do the job. It'll just take a little bit of time. That's how I would do it mobile. They're like, I don't know, 30 bucks. Pretty inexpensive. They'll get you by. But yeah, any air compressor. Shit, you could probably even do a bicycle pump. They have valve stems on the top. Okay, was it this piece? Oh yeah, I think I saved this piece. Sweet. How many clear UV tints do you do? Not very often. People that get ceramic though, it just depends on the person. More often than not, if somebody like if somebody is looking for, yeah, it just depends on the person. I do more darker films for sure, but it's just every once in a while you just get that right person that's just like, oh yeah, I didn't know that about heat reduction. So I started looking into window tinting, and then I found your shop. So it just entirely depends on the people that find me that way. It's definitely more than some of the other places that I've tinted. I meant on the front and windshield. You gotta remove the front quarter windows. I'm not gonna remove them. I'm gonna suffer through it. It looked like more of a pain to remove them than just trying to suffer through them. I've seen a couple of little tricks that hopefully will work, but we're gonna do it off stream. I'll get it done. So everybody goes for like a lighter shade on the windshield, but as far as the front doors, that varies. Would it be smarter to rent or buy? Well, if you can afford it, it'd be smarter to build the building. Then you have like long-term property gains right there. That can be expensive though. So the cheaper way to get into it is just rent something that's already built. But then you've got landlords to deal with, and boy, that can be scary, especially in a world where they want to keep raising the rent on you. I mean, because you sign a reasonable lease, right? And if they know that you're there, they're just trying to get money out of you every month. So they'll just eke it up. Definitely smarter to build something, but if you don't have the money for it, then that's understandable. I don't. What was that? If you live in the shop, saves money. Yeah, doing it from home. You do really. See, that's where I want to go back to. I would love to tint from home. Just have it be more of a normal place, I guess. So I'd have to build it. But instead of keeping them separate, combining the both together, you could have such a nice house. I mean, I got 2,400 plus an extra 250 plus another 2 something for utilities and whatever other expenses are coming out of here. All of that is just, in my opinion, going to waste in place of like going to a home. At your house, would you just do drop-offs? Yeah, most likely. And there are some issues with that. You don't get as many clients. So if you don't have a waiting area, like, you know, hey, some people just can't get a ride. And especially when you're doing regular work hours, like, other people are working too, so. even renting some of the places for what I'm paying right now in rent, like as far as like a home would go, be so crazy in comparison. I don't like people knowing where I live. Yeah, I get that. So it's not going to be for everybody. It's just it's an incredible opportunity if you don't mind. I think it just needs to be done smart. You can have a gated house. You do all kinds of crazy stuff. You can make it so much nicer. Sounds like a good idea to me. But yeah, if you don't like having people pop by, I totally get it. We gotta close that back door. It almost looks the same. That tan interior, man. Really makes that stuff pop out. Cool. Hello. Oh, you got my freight shipment? You got my freight shipment? Sure. Sweet. We open up this door. What's that? Yeah. All right, I'm back. We're wrapping this one up. I just got my glass age shipment, so it is here. Yay, finally. I haven't had more than 2 seconds to look at it, so I got some other work to do, though. I just want to make sure this is all touched up, and then we'll be done here for today. Could just have an errand boy do pickups and drops-offs in vehicles so they don't know where you live. There's really big insurance problems with that. Yeah, like somebody said, people aren't necessarily comfortable with other people driving their cars. That's very true. That, and when you're in transit from one place to another, you need like a special plate to like throw on in transit vehicles and stuff from dealerships and whatnot. It's just a harder thing to explain. There's a lot of people that wouldn't feel comfortable with that. Not unless you made it feel more premium. Like, I think you said that too. Like you kind of just like, oh hey, yeah, we offer this pickup and delivery service, and you just make it known that's what you do. There's like creative ways to do a lot of this, but it is a harder thing to explain. So, you know what I've seen too? I've seen a couple of shops. That's what I was saying. It's good to clarify that. I appreciate it. Yeah, I got reaction and then I heard it. What was I gonna say? I've seen some shops also have personal vehicles that you can borrow. I'm sure that's like, you can have some sort of, there's some liability with that, but like, again, this is something I've actually seen other shops do, is they have shop vehicles that they will let customers use, so when they come to you, they drop off the car, and then they can take one of your vehicles while the work's getting done, and then they bring it back. So that was something I was like, huh, okay. So there's definitely roundabout ways to do it, and if you are doing it that way, then why not? I was looking into like running figuring, like you can call Ubers for people, so I was looking into that for a little bit. There's some pretty creative stuff that you can do to make something like that happen. Is there any special ways you clean defroster lines? No, I only will use clay bars or turn on the defrosters. I do both, but that's all I've ever had to do. I haven't had to do anything beyond that. Oh, look at that. Looking good. So there you have it. I think we're done. We did 35% on the front, noticeably lighter than the back, which is 20. 20 on the back. Looking good. I think they should be pretty happy with this. And then they're going to decide later on if they want to add the windshield. Cannon. You know, I might be able to run it home and then come back. My wife wants me to bring it home. We can get glass aid going here pretty quick then. So I might be able to do that. Might be able to make that happen. Ooh, I don't know. Those quarters. Oh, it's not gonna be fun. Sorry, thinking out loud. I got some stuff I gotta do, boys. So, not open Netflix. I need to... Oh, okay. So here's if you guys want to join the clubhouse tonight, here's a link. Check that out. That should work. So I've got I don't even know how I'm gonna do all this. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, so I'm gonna be on Clubhouse in the Window Film Pros group. We're gonna be discussing live streaming and stuff. So I've never been a part of it, but it sounds interesting. So we're going to do that at like 7 or 8 o'clock tonight Eastern time. And I just got Glassade in. So Glassade is live on the store. Tint stuff. Tint stuff. There you go. And then Sun Distributing. There you go. Other distributors are going to have it in stock as well. So Tint Depot, Dragon, and I'm pretty sure 44 is going to stock up too. So if you guys have been looking for Glassade, it's just coming back into stock right now. So if you want it, I'd grab it right now. We're working on making it more stable. So, yeah, go check that out. And then if you wanted to join the clubhouse, I'll be there tonight. We'll be discussing live streaming, like I said. I got some work I got to do. I got another vehicle I got to tint. I got Glassade stuff I got to get sorted. So we're going to shout out some super chats here though before we end. Wow, this fly is back on my legs. We should have killed it. Okay, so I want to say thank you to everybody that super chatted. Kay, Nicholas, Fahad, Mike, Alligator, Mike, Armando, for you guys, Chris, Daniel. Thank you guys so much for all the support today. I greatly appreciate it. He's mad at you. I saved him, okay? I saved the fly. I could have ended the fly, but he's here. Maybe he's thinking, I don't know. All right, I got to call these people, let them know their vehicle is all set, and then go finish the other one, take some Glassade home. And so I will see you guys in the next one. We'll probably be back Saturday. I think we'll be back on Saturday for another live stream. In the meantime, have a good one. Go tint some cars, make some money. Later.